All right, guys, what's happening? What's happening? Happy Thursday to you. It is Thursday, March 10th, 2022. This morning, we're going to talk about something that I've been coming across and reading about and is a hot topic almost in every aspect of my life, and that is asking for help. And your ability to ask for help is going to determine where you end up in life and how fast you can get there. And I don't know where in society this shift happened, but this idea of, it being not okay to ask for help, or people feeling like it's not okay to ask for help in any area of your life definitely needs to be brought to the forefront. And so that's what we're going to talk about this morning. Let's get started. It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up. All right, guys, what's happening? Happy Thursday to you. Hope you guys are doing awesome. I wanted to talk about this topic this morning, the concept of, asking for help. Because number one, some of the most successful people that I know are really good at being able to ask for help. There are also people that I know that are super talented that struggle with this, right? That struggle with, the idea of asking for help and that kind of being a sign of weakness in some way, shape, or form. And so I know that there's probably a lot of you out there that are struggling with this same thing. When do you ask for help? When is it too much? When is it viewed as you trying to push off, your duties or your responsibilities on somebody else? But when is it the right time to ask for help? And, for me, I have been in this place in my life too, where I wanted to be, that person that everybody could depend on. I never wanted to be a person that, was viewed as somebody that would push off my own responsibilities on somebody else. I always wanted to be a person that was contributing, and that stopped me from growing. It stopped the people around me from growing. It stopped our company from growing at one point. And so I'm going to talk you guys through some of those examples, and I'm going to talk you through some of the things that I've seen recently, and just, why it's so important for us to recognize, why it is a great idea to ask for help when you're overwhelmed, when things are going on, when you need some advice, whatever it is, why it is so, so, so important for us to keep asking for help top of mind, and, not overuse it, but have that balance of being willing to reach out when you need something, and also having the people in your life that you can depend on that will deliver when you ask for help. So, but first, as always, I want to say good morning to some folks. What's happening? Austin Duchesne, Tammy Clark, good morning, my girl. Jordan Thomas, what's happening, brother? Over on LinkedIn watching. Thank you for being here, man. Scott Rhodes, Chris Filippelli, John, Todd, Dan, and Gary, good morning to you guys, and thank you guys for being here. So, how I started the show, I want to repeat it again because, I think that, at some point in the past decade, I would say, it has become this thing that, asking for help makes people feel shameful, or, makes people feel like they're being a burden to other people. When in all reality, guys, not asking for help when you need it, when you can clearly see that you're overwhelmed, when you've got too much on your plate, when maybe you've got some things going on personally, or distractions that are not allowing you to be able to perform at the level that you normally would, whatever the case is, asking for help is the right thing to do. Not asking for help actually just makes that situation a little worse, right? And when you don't ask for help, it actually just prolongs the resolution of whatever it is that you're dealing with. And so, it's one of the things that I've been talking about a lot recently with some people on our team, with some people in Top Contractor School, understanding and really driving home the importance of people being able to ask for help. And I think that part of the issue is that, in this social media world, people are so open and so often selling you on, how much they're doing or what they're accomplishing. And, so you get insecure about the fact that, all of these people that you see are out there, doing it so big and doing all these crazy things that you look up to. When in all reality, when you get into people's lives, it is rarely what you see on social media, in my experience. I'm not saying that nobody is, the way that they are on social media, but I'm saying a lot of people aren't. And so what you see is in some cases a manipulation of reality that leads you to believe that there is a certain way that you have to live and you have to own all these things and you have to carry the burden by yourself and you have to carry the weight of all the challenges and all the difficulties all by yourself. And it's just not true, guys. It's not reality. It's not how people live. If they don't tell you that they're asking for help and they, these people want to project as if they're, doing it all by themselves, man, what a terrible life. What a terrible life. Because those that I know that are the most successful, that are the happiest, that are actually building something long-term that will sustain itself, it always has the same characteristics. They always ask for help. They're always willing to reach out. They always are surrounded by a community of people that help lift them up when they need it. None of us can do this alone. You look at people, and when they say I, me, far too often, it will not lead to anything good. And so those people that say we and us, those are the people that are more likely to be okay with asking for help. And if you aren't one of those people, that's okay too, because you can change that. It's all about awareness. If you're not one of those people today, there could be somebody in your life when you were growing up that made you nervous to ask for help, right? That put this idea in your head that you were supposed to handle it all. And many times this could be a lack of awareness on the part of our parents, our grandparents, our aunts, uncles, etc. They're at a point in their life where they're not aware of what they're telling you as a little boy or a little girl and how that's impacting you. And you could be carrying that with you 20 years later. So think about that. Is there something that's holding you back from asking for help? Is there something that makes you hesitate when you feel that feeling of being overwhelmed? And if there is something that's holding you back, what is it? Because once you identify it, you're also probably going to identify that without your awareness, you're probably doing the same thing to other people. Think about it. And so when you get this straight in your head, when you understand that asking for help is a noble act, it is the right thing to do. When you figure that out, man, you're going to be so glad that you took the time to figure it out, that you took the time to figure out why you felt that way. We all have insecurities, guys. We all have this worry of how people view us. For me, for the first few years of our business, I was actively involved in every single aspect. Like day to day, I knew every detail of every job, of everything that was going on in our company. And a few years ago, we started to implement a new structure inside of our company. And what I was being asked to do was to step away from some of those things. Ultimately, indirectly asking for help, putting other people in the spots that I was in. And I want to share this with you guys because I think it's probably the way a lot of people feel when they're shifting away from something that they're doing or why people actually don't ask for help. I felt like if I was not doing the things that I used to do, that people would view me as not contributing, being less part of the team, possibly even being lazy. And in my mind, that last bullet point there, the thought of people thinking that I was not working hard enough because I wasn't doing the things that I used to do, it destroyed me inside. It worried me. It made me second guess everything that I wasn't doing. But as I stepped away and other people stepped into the tasks and the positions that I was heavily involved in on a day-to-day basis, the greatest gift that you could imagine happened in front of my face, which was the people that I care about, the people that I work alongside, stepped into a greater version of themselves because I was removed and people were able to actually go and do what it was that they were good at without feeling like they had something to prove. Like, if I was involved, they acted differently. But today, our company has developed into one that is, I don't know, probably 8 or 9 times the size that it was back then. For the most part, it runs like a well-oiled machine. Everybody knows their role and everybody does their job. And so when you think about that in your own life, what are the things that you're holding on to that you're not asking for help with, that if you did, you could personally multiply by that many times? Your results could possibly multiply by that many times because you're giving up control. Control, there is a balance to it, man. And when you figure that out, when you figure out what you need to control, what you need to influence versus what you need to let other people step into in order for the lid that is put on you and your company and everything around you to be broken. When you break through that lid, amazing things happen. But to break through that lid, you have to be willing to ask for help. And asking for help creates teamwork, creates a better version of what you have today in your own life, in your own business. Asking for help, guys, is a noble act. And I see so many people that struggle with this. I struggled with it. So think about it. Are you, it doesn't matter, man. Maybe you're going through something emotional. Maybe you're having a hard time sorting something out in your head. Maybe you're, maybe there's somebody that's mad at you that you just don't understand. Asking somebody else for their perspective can change everything. Think about it. What is it that you got on your plate right now that you should be asking for help for? And if you want to do something noble today, and you want to do something that'll make me happy, go and ask for help today. Figure out who it is on your team in your life that can be that helping hand, because not just because it's the right thing to do, but because that person will feel incredible about being able to contribute and help you. And you will get the result that you deserve for doing the right thing. If you think it will make you feel better, wait until you see how it makes the other person feel when you ask them for help and you get out of the way, because it shows your confidence in another person, shows your trust in somebody else. And that, friends, is what builds great teams. It's what builds great communities. It's what builds great families. It's our trust in other people. It's our confidence in other people. It's our ability to open those doors for other people to shine their greatness into your situation. And when we do that, we build a following, we build a team, we build a family, we build a community. And that is one of the many secrets to life. When you're surrounded by people, the right team, and it's a cohesive unit, man, you feel unstoppable. That's how I feel every single day, because I got all the right people around me. And I'm at a point in my life where I'm not afraid to ask for help. That's all I got for you this morning, guys. I hope it was helpful. If it was helpful, please click that share button and share it out to your pages. If you're listening on the podcast, please click the share episode button and share it to just one person. You know, I show up here every morning and do this podcast for myself, for other people, to try and make as much of an impact as we can on this world and to let people start their day with a little bit better perspective on life. So if you can help me reach more people, man, I would appreciate it. That's it for today, guys. Thank you guys for being here. I will see you again tomorrow morning, same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. I love you guys. Thanks for being here.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.